And I would like to welcome everybody to the eXfuze Challenge Duplication Road to Gold, and we're going to talk tonight about getting to gold in 30, 60, 90 days and really taking the eXfuze Challenge to a whole nother level. I have a very special guest, Diamond Director Joe Mellingwith, tonight. I get to meet on the bones and walk us through this duplication. So welcome to eXfuze, welcome to the eXfuze family, and hopefully tonight you're going to learn a little bit about the how to build your business. So let's go ahead and keep the slides moving here. Joe, we're going to talk real briefly to get started here. What is the eXfuze Challenge? And we've really laid this out into 4 simple steps. Step 1 is get your wellness score. We're going to talk a lot about that tonight because that's your number. That's kind of how we get this cycle of duplication started, how you build your business. And if you're listening to this recording or you're on this webinar tonight, you've hopefully gotten your score. You've already taken care of that. You've gotten that. You've gotten what your wellness score is. And that wellness score is directly linked to step number 2 in our challenge, the eXfuze Challenge, and that's choosing the right challenge for you. Getting on the right set of products, life-changing products in the next 30, 60, 90 days to create a new lifestyle of wholeness and wellness. So you've already probably done that. And the cool thing about the challenge, you're automatically registered to win. We have monthly giveaways. And if you want to win the quarterly, you have to simply register, share your story with us, and you can win a great cruises and different things like that. So you're automatically registered to win in the challenge. So you've taken care of that step. You've probably looked at some of these tools as you came into the business, or maybe you're starting to use some of these tools. And the 3rd and 4th step is what we're going to focus on tonight, and that's the Challenge 4 and Pay No More program, which is very, very different than any of the other programs out there in the industry, where our goal is simply to give a reward, to give a compensation of free product to you month after month after month as either a challenge customer or a promoter. It's the same. And last but not least, promoting the challenge. Really who we partner and we're looking for are people that want to go out there and share this challenge, make a business, whether it's part-time or full-time out of it. We want to share the revenue from these challenges back to our promoters. And that's where we're going to talk about the prosperity plan tonight. We're going to give you the real high level. Joe and I are going to talk about a real high level. What is the prosperity plan? How does it work? And the cool thing about eXfuze and this business is this plan is going to pay you week after week after week. And we're just going to show you the how-to, the basics to take advantage of it. And if you want to study the plan, you're one of those people that need to understand all the intricacies of the compensation plan, you certainly can do that, and we want you to do that, but that's not on this training call. But we are going to give you some basics so you can understand what you're going to be unlocking on this road to gold in the first 30, 60, or 90 days. So what are we going to learn tonight? We're going to learn the secret of all. Joe's going to talk to you just a minute about this duplication, duplication, duplication. If you can figure out, for 20 years people ask me, hey, what is the secret? You know, like there's some magical formula to being successful in this industry. Well, really it's simple. It's duplication. If you can figure out how to duplicate yourself and create consistent behavior in your downline, you're going to see success in this business. Most people don't, and that's the reason we're going to focus on a simple duplication model. Number 2 is we're going to review the prosperity plan. As I said, I'm going to show you how to get to $2,000 to $10,000 plus a month in residual income just by following this road to gold. And we're also going to talk about accessing the lifetime code, which is a part of our Paysetter plan, part of our compensation plan. That can be $130,000 and more just in this one cycle of duplication that we're going to show you tonight. So you want to make sure you unlock that. That's something you have to do in the first 30 days of the business. And so we want to show you exactly how you can get that done in this duplication model. And we're going to spend most of our time on the how-to, the duplication model itself. What do I need to go out there and do today to build my business? What is that consistent behavior, that good duplication that I want to create in my downline? Those are the 3 things that we're going to cover real briefly tonight on this webinar. Secret of it all, duplication. Joe, this is something that you kind of came up with, and I want you to just talk to a little bit about this. A simple systematic approach to daily activity that creates measurable results time and time again and will repeat itself in your organization. That's our definite duplication. And so talk to us a little bit about that. How important is this? And give us your thoughts on it.
Like everything, if you're building a business in this industry, everything depends on duplication. It's all about someone.
Yeah, Joe, we lost you there, partner, so I'm going to keep moving along here. We'll kick it back to you in just a minute. Hope we can get you in a better place. But you know, the key thing that I think Joe wanted to emphasize here is the daily activity. What are you going to do consistently every single day? I was talking to Alan, one of his superstars in his downline the other day, and talking about that, just creating a consistent daily activity. And that's what this model will do for you. If you're following this model, it will create the activity that you're looking for, and it will repeat itself. It'll be like a replication in your downline time and time and time again. But it has to be systematic, and it has to be measurable, and that's what we're going to talk to you tonight about. I love this quote by J. Paul Getty. I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. And that's what we're going to give you. I'm going to give you a snapshot tonight of what this really means. What does it mean to have, leverage yourself? Really, this is leverage right here, and that's what you want to create. You don't want to create an organization where you have to do it all. It's all about what we call the hero model, where everybody relies on you. If you're not there, it doesn't work. That's a hero model. That's not what you want. That's not true leverage. We want to create leverage in our organizations, and that's what J. Paul Getty understood as one of America's first billionaires. And so we're going to go over that tonight as well, too. So duplication starts with me. Here's the magic, guys. Here's the duplication. It starts with me and my commitment. What is my commitment level, not only to eXfuze and the business and what we're all about as a company, but my commitment to a duplication cycle, a commitment to a pattern, a commitment to what we're talking about here tonight. So you really got to ask yourself on this webinar, and as you get started, what is your commitment to really following a duplication system? Duplication has to be simple. The eXfuze challenge is simple. You guys, right now, things are coming at you, but right now, I'm telling you, this is one of the most simple business models you'll ever see in the industry. When you really start to understand it, start to duplicate it, it is very, very simple. And our duplication has to be simple too, the how-to. How are we going to go out there and take advantage of this great opportunity and the compensation that comes along with it? Everything duplicates in your group, good and bad. So whatever you do in your group, remember this, it's going to duplicate. You're the leader. You're out there doing it. If your focus is on Facebook all day, and I don't want to pick on Facebook because Facebook's awesome, and some of you guys are awesome at Facebook and creating momentum and buzz out there. But if that's the way you're going to duplicate your business, that's all you do, then that's what's going to duplicate in your organization. You're probably not going to see the results you want. So just remember, everything duplicates, both good and bad. So when you're in front of your downline, when you're leading your downline, when you're showing them how to walk the walk to be successful in eXfuze, you have to remember, they're looking at you, and they're going to duplicate exactly what you do. Duplication focus, I think, is probably the most important. It kind of goes to that commitment point as well, but you have to be focused on your duplication pattern. You have to be 100% focused, and you have to be focused on the people that are committed to that level that you are and are producing the results. Don't chase the rabbits. My mentor taught me that years ago. There's so many rabbits, and we all do it. In a day's time, we chase 50 rabbits. There's all kinds of things that can distract us in life, and certainly in our business. We have to stay committed to those daily activities. So just try to start identifying, bring awareness to, what those things are that you're chasing maybe that aren't creating the great duplication in your organization. 75-25 rule, maybe you heard of 80-20. 75% of all your results will always come from 25% of your people. Always, always, always. And those are the people you need to be focused on. You need to give those people your attention, your leadership. So that's what we call duplication focus. So the prosperity plan overview, number 2, we're going to cover tonight real briefly. I'm going to give you some basics here because I want you to understand what we're going for as we talk about the how and the duplication model that we're getting to. The prosperity plan is very simple. It has 4 basic pieces to it. And there's basic qualifications, personal qualifications to unlock this puzzle, if you would. The first one is for both challenge customers and for promoters of the business. So everybody participates in this. Challenge for and Pay No More is our program where you can get a free challenge pack shipped to you month after month after month. You can go into the details of that in the prosperity plan, but it really is an awesome program because every single dollar banks for you. It's got some really, really unique things to it. So we reward both challenge customers for referring other challenge customers and promoters for referring customers and other promoters to get free product in the prosperity plan. So you have to be active on any challenge to qualify for that piece of the puzzle. The next is our fast cash. We're going to spend a little bit of time here tonight and talk about the fast cash component, but you have to be basically on any challenge or have 50 PV in monthly volume in the previous 30 days to qualify for that piece of the puzzle. The next is the residual earnings. That's what we're after. As a road to goal, we're talking about probably around $2,000, $2,500 is the average goal monthly earning residual income. plus all the fast cash. But once you're at that point, you're going to be taking the step to say, hey, do I want to make this a full-time career, or do I want to just continue to get paid month after month after month, as a director or higher in the compensation plan? So you have to have 100 PV in monthly personal volume for that. And then the growth earnings is our DCM or our check match. You have to have 200 PV in monthly volume to qualify for that piece of the puzzle. So those are the 4 pieces of the puzzle. Now, there's actually 7 different ways you get paid or compensated in those 4 pieces, but they're very, very basic. If you want to maximize the compensation plan, you simply have to have 200 points in personal volume every single month. That's great consumable volume that the compensation plan produces. So I mentioned 7 different ways: free product, in fast cash, residual earnings, and growth earnings. Those are the 4 pieces. You're going to see 7 different bonuses that will show up in your check every single week. But the thing I want to highlight today is under fast cash is the first 30-day lifetime bonus code, because as we take this journey together, this duplication road together, we want to make sure that you can unlock that lifetime bonus code. I said it earlier, just in the duplication model we're showing you tonight, on an average pack size, it's about $130,000 potentially. Whether that takes you a year, 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, that's $130,000 you certainly don't want to leave on the table. So the first 30 days in our plan is very, very important, very critical. That's why this training needs to be put into everybody's hands as soon as they get in the business. These are the different ranks or achievements in the prosperity plan. You're going to see that there's 4 different buckets. Again, a lot of 4s in our plan: professional ranks, director ranks, elite director ranks, ambassador ranks. And the thing that we're looking at right now is a road to gold. It's really a critical rank in our compensation plan, and that's how we're going to show you how to get there. So, Joe, are you back with us? Joe, did you make it back in?
Yes, sir, Rick, I'm here.
Okay, we lost you on that last. Joe, talk to us a little bit about this first cycle of duplication and really what we're after. I want to give the team a visual here of what we're gonna get accomplished, and then we're gonna bring it back and show you how to get there. But talk to us a little bit about this slide and this chunk of business, or what we call a personal duplication cycle.
Yeah, the first thing you want to do is go out and help some friends and family or people that you know to enroll into the eXfuze challenge. And this is such an exciting process because we're literally going to be changing people's lives, just getting them involved in the challenge. So the first thing, we're going to go back in detail and describe exactly how we're going to do this. But the first thing you want to do is take some wellness scorecards and get 100 people to fill out a wellness scorecard. And what will happen is, naturally, some of those people are going to start asking you about the products and services that you're promoting. And as they ask you about our product, that conversation, if you're excited about the challenge, they're going to be excited about the challenge. So the first cycle of duplication is to go out and identify 16 people that could get excited about participating in a challenge with you.
All right, Joe. Well, Joe, you're jumping ahead of us a little bit there, buddy, but absolutely, we're going to break down the nuts and bolts of this for everybody on the call. But this is the chunk of business, and it can seem a little bit overwhelming, 16 people, but it really is not. And whether this is going to take you 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or 6 months, it's really up to you how fast you want to go. But this is what your organization is going to look like after we walk you through this first cycle of duplication. Here's what's cool, Joe. We're going to highlight, we're going to show you how to get 4 promoters out of those 16 customers. So we're going to end up with 4 promoters and about 12 different challenge customers. That's most likely how your business is going to break down. Remember what I said earlier, 25% of your people are always going to produce 75% of your results. Really what we're looking for is we're looking for some business partners. We certainly are looking for people to get, change lives on our product and take the challenge. But this is what our first personal duplication cycle will look like on paper once you get it complete. It's going to be about $1,400 to $5,000 in fast cash. In our compensation plan, and those various bonuses I showed you earlier, depending on the challenge that they take. It's going to also qualify you for free products. So your challenge now every single month is going to be for free. Your auto ship is basically going to be for free. So you're going to already have qualified for that. And you're also going to get the lifetime bonus code. You'll easily qualify that whether you do this in the 30, 60, or 90-day plan. It doesn't really matter because you'll have a chunk of this business. You'll have at least 4 of these challenges in the first 30 days. So you can see this personal duplication cycle of what it's going to look like on paper is really a great chunk of business, and as you can imagine, if you duplicate this through your organization, it's going to mean real results real quickly. So, Joe, now we're going to get down into the funnel here, and we're going to show you these 4 different steps of the how-to. How am I going to get this done? Number one is we're going to grow our list. We're going to get 100 scores. We're going to sign up 16 challenges. We're going to find 4 promoters, and then we're going to duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And we want as many of these little funnels in our organization as we possibly can. So we're going to start and just break it down from step number 1, growing your list. It's one of the most important steps in the whole process. So Joe, talk to us a little bit about, I've got this list, I've got this memory jogger. What is my list? How do I work on it every single day, and how is it an integral part of this whole concept?
Well, the important thing with your list is to always be adding to your list every day. It should be something that you're carrying with you, and you're adding names as you're out and about meeting people in your daily life. And psychologically, this will do more for you than anything else. In this business, your list of people or your contacts are really your product. And so if you have 2 people on your list, and one of those people tells you, no, I'm not interested in taking a challenge, then it becomes psychologically devastating to you because you're down to one person to talk to. But if you always have a growing list of hundreds of people, psychologically you think if someone tells you no, it doesn't really matter because you have hundreds of other people to contact. And you know you're only looking for 4 promoters. So having a good, strong list that you're adding to every day is critical to your success in the business.
And Joe, one of the things I've heard, in the last few weeks, as the eXfuze challenge has rolled out and hit the marketplace is, how easy and how user-friendly it is to, to take people on your list and go back to them. Maybe you've talked to them about eXfuze, the opportunity before, but getting on the challenges, it makes it people are very approachable. On the list, and so I think it's just, what are we sharing with people? The eXfuze challenge really kind of takes it from the list to the real action, to creating those 16 challenges that we talked about. So you can download that at PIP Office. Again, daily commitment to building this list every single day. If you're not willing to do this, guys, your downline won't do it either. So you really got to have a commitment to growing this list. Number 2, Joe, is I think where the rubber hits the road, if you would. It's the eXfuze wellness score, and we're after 100 scores out there, and we've already kind of proven these numbers out to get a batting average like we like to talk about. So talk to us a little bit about getting 100 scores, using the scorecard as a part of this process, and how easy it really is.
Yeah, this is as simple, especially if you have your list and you have it with you at all times. It's as simple as just meeting people and talking to them. And on the next slide, we're going to go through a quick script, but this is something that I would say. If I saw Rick, if we bumped into each other, maybe we haven't seen each other for a few months, I would simply say, hi, Rick, it's great to see you again. Hey, I was wondering if you could do me a quick favor. I am a promoter of the best nutritional products on planet Earth, and I'm doing some quick 5-minute surveys to discover the overall health and wellness of my friends. Could you give me 5 minutes and fill out this form? And if you'll do that for me, I'd be happy to give you some free samples of our products. And that's easy to say to a waitress. It's easy to say to someone you meet while you're waiting for your car to get serviced. But if you have your list and you have a wellness scorecard with you at all times, then it's easy to pull it out and just invite people to quickly fill out the scorecard.
Yeah, Joe, and I've seen some people. I've seen Robert share a lot of the leaders out there, out there printing these things and getting them, getting the scorecards out there. So we're really seeing a lot of this, and we like to talk about getting a batting average. Getting a batting average. So when you get 100 scorecards, you're going to get a batting average of a certain number of people that are going to engage in the challenge. And that's kind of the process. But before we get into that, the next tool that's part of this, I think it can be overwhelming for people. 100 seems like a lot. But if you break it down to a daily commitment, it really isn't that difficult, is it?
No, if you break it down to even just saying, hey, I'm going to get one of these filled out a day. What if that took you, 15 minutes to do that? Just one a day in 90 days, you'll have, almost your 100 scorecards, and you'll be well on your way to gold, as we'll see as this duplication model unfolds. So what's more important than going out tomorrow and getting 100 of these done is that daily commitment. Set your goal. If it's one a day, great. If it's 3 a day, great. But just set your goal and then follow through and make sure you do that every single day.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head, Joe. It's not about going out and get 100 tomorrow. It's about getting 1, 2, or 3 a day, and that's really what this model takes. You have to decide whether you want to do 1, 2, or 3 a day. You know, it's a very part-time effort to building your eXfuze business. But if you'll do that, you know, you're going to see the results. I mean, we've already seen that, you know, time and time again. We put it down to 16 challenges. You get 100 scorecards. You're going to get 16 challenges, and kind of the transition from taking the score and relating it to these tear sheets that we call, or the challenge sheets. Joe, talk to us about that tool, and then let's break down that batting average we've been talking about.
Well, the great thing about the challenge scorecard is it's a third-party way to make the sell for you. So you're not telling your prospect, here are the products you need and why you need them. Their scores from the way they answered the scorecard are guiding them into the perfect challenge for them. So what I would do is, after somebody filled out the scorecard, I would say, wow, Rick, it looks like our products are a perfect fit for your wellness needs. Based on your score, this is the perfect challenge for you. And then I would give them samples of the products that they're going to be taking for whatever challenge the challenge sheet guided them to. Then let them know, by participating in this 30-day challenge, not only are you going to feel tremendously better, but you could win some great prizes and maybe even a great vacation. Now, what can I do to help you get started on your challenge today? And it's really that simple to guide them to the challenge sheet, help them figure out which challenge is best for them from the score that they got, and then just close them into the business.
And Joe, we talked about this already, the batting average, but we're using a 160 here. You know, you can't even get into the minor leagues with a 160 batting average. But you know, we started off there. You know, we want to be very ultra conservative. I know you've got some people that are tracking this and measuring these results. You know, so tell us a little bit about that. What kind of results? Is that realistic to get 16 challenges, following these simple scripts, using these simple tools? You know, and what can we do to get our batting average, and why is that important in my business?
You know, we've had people getting as high as a 500 batting average, or 1 in 2 people that fill out the wellness evaluation. Now, obviously, that's on some lower numbers to begin with. They've gone out and done 8 wellness scorecards, and they've got 4 people on a challenge. But Jim Rohn used to always teach that the most important thing is figuring out your batting average. Because when you have a batting average, if you know that 3 out of 10 are going to convert to a challenge, or 4 out of 10, or whatever that number is, once you establish that number, it's very easy to turn around and work backwards from your goal and say, okay, if my goal is, you know, to get to Goal Director, if my goal is to get 16 challenges, if you're getting, you know, 1 out of 2, then you really only have to do 32 scorecards to get you to your goal. If you're getting 1 out of, you know, 20, it might take you a few more. But once you've established your batting average, you can improve. Because you know what that batting average is, then you can get better at doing the business, get better skills, get more product training, get more sales training, and your batting average will improve. But that's really the key to figuring out what activity you need to do on a daily basis to make sure you're getting the right amount of business that you need for you to hit your financial goals.
Yeah, I love what Jim Rohn said. I'll beat you every time because I'm just going to outwork you. I don't care if it's my batting average could be 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 100, but I'm gonna outwork you. So really, you can hit your goals every single time if you understand the numbers. And you know, what doesn't get measured cannot be managed in business. And so this is a very practical way for you guys to get out there and start measuring your business and creating that duplication. Even more importantly, so. All right, well, let's go. Let's keep moving along here, Joe. So here's our funnel. We've grown our list. Now we can see why our list is so important, you know, because our list is really our inventory, right? It's not about the number of samples I have. Those are important. We're going to talk about that. You have to have the sampling to do this funnel and to engage in this duplication. But it's really the people that I have on my paper. That's my list. That's my inventory in my business. So we're growing that every single day. We're getting 100 scores, but that 100 scores could come over a 90-day period, a 60-day period, or a 30-day period. So we're chunking it down into maybe 15 minutes a day, maybe 45 minutes a day to working the business. But It's that consistent, measurable activity every single day that's going to make the difference. And then I'm going to get a batting average out of that. I don't know what that batting average is going to be, Joe, but I'm guessing we're going to hit higher than a 160. You know, and everybody I've talked to has been at least, you know, 200, 250, as high as 400 and 500. So I think we're going to see these numbers play out, but we're being conservative that you're probably going to get those 16 challenges, that chunk of business that I showed you on that screen over a period of time. And then, Joe, the last step in this four-step process is finding those 4 promoters. We talked about, you know, 75% of my results are always going to come from 25% of my people. That's one of those things, those universal things. You just can't argue with it. It's always going to be that way. As Jim Rohn would say, to use his name again, I just wouldn't take that class. It's just one of those things. So how do I find those 4 promoters out of these 16? How do I identify the people that I want to be in business with?
And I think that's the key, Rick. A lot of people, you know, they'll go enroll 4 challenges, and those people might choose to be promoters, and so they think, oh, great, my duplication's done, and I've only got 4 people in the business. And so the key is when you're identifying your 4 key promoters, those promoters are going to have certain traits. Trait number 1 is they're going to have a goal for the business. They're going to have a financial goal, and they're going to want to make this business happen for them. Number 2, they're going to be willing to be held accountable, and they're going to be coachable. They're not going to be trying to recreate the wheel or coming up with their own way of doing the business. They're going to sit down and say, okay, what do I need to do? And when you set goals with them, they'll follow the path to those goals. Number 3, they're going to purchase a promoter pack, because if they don't have inventory to share and sample with people, then they're really not in the business. They're just taking their own challenge and getting their own product experience. So they will have purchased one of the promoter packs that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. And then the next thing is they're going to be committed and registered to attending the next big event, which for us is Las Vegas in February. That's the next big corporate event. And the people, if you can check all 4 of those boxes, then they're probably a true promoter that are going to help move your business forward. If you can't check all 4 of those boxes, then they're probably just somebody looking for the promoter discount, and maybe they'll refer a few people, but they're not one of your key promoters that you're going to spend 75% of your time helping them build their business.
Great stuff, Joe. So, you know, let's kind of break this down, make it a little bit more mechanical here, a little more systematic as our definition of duplication described. This is a people business, and obviously we're here to change lives. That's our vision, that's our why, that's our purpose. But if you're talking about the mechanics of the business, it really has to be very systematic. So here's our funnel. Here's what our business looks like, Joe. As we do this, as we start this process within our own organization, we're going to see these 4 steps completed within our own group. And we're going to know that, hey, whatever we do, our people are going to do. And here's our 4 promoters. We're not going to even deal with the customers right now. Customers they're going to take their challenge, like you said. They might want to get some free product. You want to work with them. But most of your time is identifying these promoters, these like-minded people just like you that really want to go out there, change lives, make a difference, and make this a financial opportunity for them and their families. So that's what we're looking for. So your organization is going to start to duplicate, and you're going to start to see that as we grow through this process, you're not only getting 100 scores out there now, you're getting 400 scorecards out there, you're getting 64 challenges, 16 promoters, and the system continues to build and build and build and build. So this is what you want in your organizations. You want these promoters that are taking this systematic approach to building the business. And you can see just after 3 cycles of duplication, which could happen literally in 30, 60, or 90 days, you've got 1,600 scorecards going out there just at a minimum every single month. You've got hundreds of challenges coming on, new promoters coming on, and you're well beyond gold at this point. You know, we're just using gold as a rank. Don't get caught up on the road to gold. That's just a rank title we're trying to get you to as a fast start in the business. But this is really what you want your organization to be doing. This is a duplication model for an organization. So, Joe, let's talk about these promoter packs. Everything you said as you brought us through this process was around sampling the product. And we put together 3 great promoter packs out there that are available in the back office, are available at the time of enrollment. Maybe you've already gotten one as somebody new in the business, or maybe you need to put one in your inventory right now. But these are really, really critical as you get out there and work this process, because it's all built around sampling the product in a very healthy way. So talk to us a little bit about these packs and walk us through these.
Okay, so the first pack is our basic pack. And this, if you're looking to do one wellness score a day, or, you know, taking 100 days to get your 100 scorecards, then this would be a good pack for you to start out with. This will give you enough inventory for the first month as you're out there getting wellness cards and providing people samples. And one of the things I love about our packs is they have the samples of all of our products that are going to be included in people's challenges. So if someone wanted to go on a Shapewear challenge, I'm not going to sample them focus product. I'm going to give them a sample of our shake and maybe a shot of our new Zilla. If somebody's going on an activity challenge, I'm going to give them some Pro and Zilla. But you really have all the inventory you need. So don't look at these packs as I'm going to give everybody one of everything. Sample them one or maybe 2 of the products for the type of challenge that they would like to go on. But the basic pack is going to be for you if your goal is to do that in 90 days. If your goal is to get your 100 scorecards in 60 days, maybe you're going to do 2 a day instead of 1 a day, then you need this middle starter pack. And this is, I think, where a lot of people will come into the business. And again, it's just samples of all of our products. If your goal is to get to gold in 30 days, you want to be on your way to gold and have your 4 promoters identified, then you're going to need the next pack in the deck, because you're going to need more samples. It's all based on how much sampling you're going to be doing. So if you really want to run at this, you want to change your life in 30 days, you're going to need that amount of sample inventory to make it happen, and you're going to need a daily commitment to 4 to 5 wellness cards being filled out every single day, day in and day out. So you get to choose which is right for you. Is your goal to be there in 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days? I'll tell you, I made the starter pack part of my monthly auto ship. So I'm getting that shipped to me every single month, and I want to be sampling out that amount of product every single month on a monthly basis, month in and month out. So that's really your road to gold. Your choice is, do you want to be there in 30, 60, or 90 days? There's a couple things you need to do. Number one, you need to go to your PIP office or to your eXfuze Challenge website. You need to print out your scorecards. You need to print out your challenge forms so that you can help people enroll in the challenge. You need to be carrying those with you at all times. Number two, you need to go to your PIP office and print out your names list. And you need to be carrying that with you and adding names to the list every single day on a daily basis. And then you need to have sample inventory on you at all times so it's easy for you when you get somebody engaged and they're asking those questions. It's easy for you to pull out the samples, give them the product, and get them started right away.
Well, thank you, Joe. Great training, guys. Thank you for being part of our Getting Started training, Road to Gold. And, guys, this is very, very simple. And, you know, make a commitment with your upline, with the person who brought you in the business, also with us, if you want to follow this road with us, because we're going to be working with certain groups and tracking their results and really bringing them through this process. So I just want to congratulate everybody for their success, and we're going to see you guys on the road to gold. Thank you again, Joe Melling. We'll get this recording posted, and you guys have a blessed night.